What's up? It's Kelvin G, John, and the fabulous May Musk, and we are at the Tesla Takeover 2023. Let's hear it from everybody.
Hi friends, welcome back. And you're probably yourself, what the heck is this? Well, this is referred to as the Tesla Takeover. And you know how we make jokes how Tesla is a cult? In fact, this ain't no joke. It looks like it in fact is a cult. Now, I want to make this really clear. I have no problem if people like their Tesla cars. I got no problem if people want to paint their cars. No problem if people want to put their fuzzy dice in their cars and race their cars, or whatever they want to do. I guess the police is there too, right? I got no problem with that kind of stuff. The issue and why I'm making this video is that there are people that are pushing financial advice and financial products that I find very disingenuous, basically lying to you, and they know what they're doing. And moreover, I wonder if this stuff borders on illegality. I want to show you guys sort of what I'm talking about, and we'll start with this. And there's a lot to go over, so please stay tuned and please pay attention to all this stuff. And I want to make sure we document these things. And also, too, this is a calling for if anyone has any internal communication regarding these people and either Tesla or ARK Invest, please let me know. Because if these people are not disclosing that they're employees or receiving compensation from Tesla, that's a real problem. And also, too, one way around it is they could be receiving communication and coordination and compensation from ARK. Now, I don't know. I'm just going to make that clear. I don't know if they're receiving any compensation, but the way they're behaving is very, very questionable. And I want to show you guys what I mean by that. So let's start with this first guy. He's basically telling you, don't sell your stock. Hold, hold, hold. This is at the event. It's a live event. It's basically a cult-like religious atmosphere.
Every other company in the Fortune 500, because they're disrupting energy across the board, power generation, automotive, labor, drivers, shippers. It is everybody, and they all stand to benefit. So my lesson there, not financial advice, I guess, hold, because...
So if you can see what they're doing here, he literally said, hey, not financial advice. I was like, no, right? Like they are purposely saying this. They actually say the not financial advice thing 5 times in this. This is a half-hour talk of 4 of the influencer people. It is the Farzad dude, Boomer Mama dude, and a couple other dudes. I guess it's Amy and some sort of Brian White person. And they basically pump the stock for 30 minutes to an audience. And so one, he's like saying, don't sell, hold. And then they say, not financial advice. Moreover, they look at these. I want to play it a couple times. And I want to document this stuff because you know how sometimes evidence disappears. You know how that happens. But take a look at some of the other stuff that they say here. So this is the Boomer Mama talking about Tesla deliveries and future outlook. And what they do is they divide it up by 3, 5, and 10 years. So take a listen.
Where we should be in 3 years. Let me put that in numbers. I think we'll be at 5 million cars. So that's 3 times what we have now. Close to it. The energy will then add 20%, not 6%. FSD will add 10%. So sales will be at 350 billion. Just told you we were at 100 billion now. 350 billion in.
So she's telling you they're going to triple their sales in 3 years. That's what she's saying. It's unrealistic, but I just want you to hear it for yourself, like how ridiculous this stuff is.
3 years for 45 billions of profits. Keep that in mind when we move to year 5.
Not financial advice.
And they purposely throw that stuff in there because they know what they're doing is on sketchy land, right? They're saying to you a bunch of nonsense pumping. I think what she said, they're going to sell 5 million cars or something like that. And guys, I want to put this all in perspective so you understand kind of what we're getting at here. If you take a look at something like Toyota, Toyota sells in the range of 11 million cars a year, okay? So when they tell you, okay, Tesla's going to sell 5 million, ultimately they're going to even give you higher numbers. But I just want to understand the perspective here. Currently, Tesla sells about 1.8 million. And essentially what they're telling you is that this is going to be bigger than Toyota. And the Toyota is the largest car manufacturer. Take a look at some more stuff that they say. And again, they repeat the not financial advice in several times. It's 5 times in this thing. So when they do that, it's because they know what they're saying stuff that's unquestionable, questionable grounds. So listen to some more.
Would argue that FSD will not be done in 5 years.
Right.
3 years, I could see some disagreements, but 5 is a lot more doable. And the 5-year horizon will be within a couple years of the 2030 goal of 20 million vehicles.
Right.
Will that happen?
So they're talking about 20 million cars. Again, double Toyota. It's ludicrous, right? I'm sure the Tesla boys and fanboys and fangirls, oh well, yeah, it's going to be twice the size of Toyota because Toyota's like stupid and Tesla's like awesome. And Toyota's going to go out of business, right? I'm sure that's what they're thinking. It's so ridiculous. Here's some more. You guys got to hear this stuff. It's the stuff that they say.
What's really interesting about this 3 to 5 year change, or I guess as we go into the 5th year, and Brian sort of talked about this, is that it seems like it's close together, but depending how full self-driving comes to fruition, we either have world A or world B, right? And everything gets real crazy. Let me poll the audience. Raise your hand if you think full self-driving will be like robotaxi level 5 within 3 years. Raise your hand.
3 years, okay?
3 years.
So they're talking about FSD, but it's like a religion. They're like having people, raise their hand in prayer. Raise your hands. Come on, Colt. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, put your hands down. Who thinks within 5 years? Okay.
5 years too.
All right. And then 10 years, I'm guessing probably about,
So the Colts, they're talking about FSD. Moreover, let me guys, also, I'm documenting this stuff because I want you to see this stuff for yourself. This is a cult-like atmosphere. It's insane.
Broader population becomes aware of this, and then you have to think about what does the market look like when it's not just a super talented, sometimes insane billionaire is saying this, but everybody is saying, you know what, this is not what I want. I want something that's either going to become an asset that can generate cash for me, or it's something that I can ride for a fraction of the price.
And so what they're talking about here is the robotaxi stuff. He's like, hey guys, when FSD comes out, your Tesla's going to be an asset and it's going to make money for you. Let me make this really clear. A car is a depreciating asset. You got depreciation, you got maintenance. This pipe dream of that your car is going to like drive around while you're sleeping, making you money is just ludicrous. I mean, I just know what else to say. I get it. The fanboys and fangirls believe in this stuff, but guys, it's a cult-like atmosphere. They're literally on stage pumping you that your car is going to be an asset, making you money while you're sleeping. Moreover, it just keeps going on, but I want you guys to see this stuff, the kind of stuff that they're saying, just so you understand how ludicrous it is. And if you don't call them out on it, people just accept whatever they hear. So here's some more.
So you remember those numbers, 100 billion of sales this year, 315 year 3. Now, year 5, 800 billion.
Right.
Okay.
So now she's saying, hey guys, in 5 years, they're going to 8x their sales. And again, I get frustrated because like if you don't know how to read numbers and you don't know how to look this stuff up, it's like you just accept it, right? So here's an example, guys. Tesla has grown in the past, and again, this is just revenue. This is not their profits. Revenue 24 billion, or around 25 billion, 2019, 2020 31, 2021 53, to 2022 81 billion, 2023 around 96 billion, right? Something like that. So as you can see, to get to that 8x to that, she's saying 800 billion in 5 years. I mean, what are we gonna like? I mean, you can literally see it for yourself. It is not growing that fast, right? If Tesla were doubling their, going from, say for example, I'm just saying for example, if you look at this chart and you saw, okay, 80 billion, 160, 300, 400, then you're like, okay, I can see that. But like you're going from 50 billion, you're not even breaking 100 billion and already talking about 800 billion in revenue. It's so ludicrous. But again, if you don't know how to look this stuff up, you just accept whatever they tell you. But I'm telling you guys, this is completely unrealistic. And yes, I do get it. They keep repeating not financial advice, but it's I just shake my head. It's just.
This is the exponential curve.
Exponential hockey.
You remember
stick, right?
We had 1.8 million cars this year, 5 million cars in year 3, 10 million cars in year 5. Now all the factories are up and ramping.
So basically she's saying they're going to be at the level of Toyota in 5 years is what she's making the case.
Now it's happening. Energy, this year 6%, in 3 years 20%, will add 33%. I want to just point out, energy will at one point be as big as cars, so we have to get there. So with all that, we will have sales of 800 billion, so year 5 is really consequential, and more than 100 billion of profits.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice, ever.
Very good. Catching up now.
It's just a crazy Tesla boomer mama.
See, I want you guys to see this. They purposely know what they're doing is questionable. That's why they're like, not financial advice, financial advice. I'm just a crazy person. That's literally what they're saying on stage. That's why I say, guys, if you have any communique, anyone out there who wants to be a whistleblower, if they're being sponsored, receiving some sort of compensation or in some sort of program from Tesla or ARK Invest or otherwise, please let me know. The way these people behave is not normal. Normal people don't go up on stage and like pump stocks to a live audience like this. It's just. I showed this off my wife. She's like, this is like definitely a cult religion, kind of. Okay, listen, I want to guys show you some more, and again, it should be obvious to you that this is unusual behavior. Yes, you could say it's fervent, but like I said, it's very questionable to me. Here's some more.
That Elon Musk has talked about that when you have cheap energy, when you have cheap and easy transportation, and then what he's doing with his other companies, we'll bring that in here with Starlink, with internet for everybody. You're going to have a very different world where people aren't doing dangerous and risky and repetitive jobs because Optimus is doing it,
right.
And the whole planet is.
So now she's like pumping, that robots are going to be everywhere. Tesla's going to build all these things, and it's going to integrate all of Elon's companies. It's so bizarre, this stuff. It's so ridiculous. Here's some more. Take a look.
Transportation through their semi, Cybertruck, and whatever other land type of transportation. What you said, right?
Yeah.
Access to free and abundant energy through their battery supply chain and their innovative process of creating energy generation systems, and a disruption to labor through the Tesla bot, and a disruption to transportation through their semi, Cybertruck, and whatever other land type of transportation systems they have, right? And so this is where the infrastructure play comes in. You transition away from just car company to a company that potentially, not financial advice, that potentially has
if because these people aren't dumb, they know exactly what they're doing. That's why they keep repeating that financial advice. They're trying to stay out of hot water. It's pumping financial products and giving completely unrealistic things. So he's like telling you basically this thing is like, oh well, I know you love your Tesla car, but this is way more than a car company. They're going to make way more with energy. They're going to be infrastructure company. They're going to be a monopoly. That even comes up in discussion as well. It is so ridiculous, this stuff, and like I didn't even know how crazy this stuff is. I get frustrated because like I understand how this stuff works, right? To the lay person, meaning person who doesn't follow financial news all the time, who doesn't have education, this kind of stuff, which I understand. There's nothing wrong with being a lay person. It's just you don't know. But the problem is that these kind of sharks out there take advantage of you. It is completely ridiculous. I hope you guys understand why I'm passionate and irritated by this stuff. It is ludicrous, these stuff. But again, if you don't know how to check this stuff up, you don't realize that you're being sold a line, hook, and sinker. So here's some more stuff that they're talking about.
Tesla will produce 20 million cars. You will see my different language. While I said
talking about
they
that
will
20 million
sell
car
10
stuff.
million cars in year 5.
It's so ridiculous. I could play. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you. I just want to play some of the highlights and just share some thoughts. Here's some more because again, if you don't understand like what they're saying is bogus, you won't know how to pick up on it. Here's some more.
Right. And what's really interesting there too is you think about how much Tesla, the company, is going to be investing in that, right? In the building out of Dojo, building out of compute power. I think the number that was thrown out there in the last earnings call was $1 billion in the next 12 months, right?
Correct.
$1 billion in the next 12 months on self-funded.
I mean, ChatGPT lost $1 billion a year before.
So what they go in this segment is like, oh my God, guys, Tesla's spending $1 billion to develop AI. They're going to be the best AI company in the whole world. And if you're a layperson, $1 billion, it's a lot of money. I'm not going to lie. $1 billion is a lot of money. However, you have to put it in context. So if you think $1 billion that Tesla's spending is a lot of money, what do you think about this? That's in research and development on that. How about this? Apple spends $29.92 billion on research and development. So if you think $1 billion is a lot of money, and Tesla's spending that, what do you think about Apple spending 29? What do you think about Samsung spending roughly 19.5 billion on research and development? Do you guys understand? Like, if you don't know what context this stuff is, if you think, oh my God, Tesla's going to sell 20 million vehicles, but like, dude, Toyota sells 11 million. So like, do you think Tesla's going to sell double the amount of vehicles that Toyota sells? Is that even plausible? And when they brag about $1 billion in research, but like it's like Apple's does 30 billion and like Samsung's like 19 billion and the list goes on. It's just like if you don't know how to look this stuff up, you get completely much harder to say, completely scammed. I don't know what else to say about it. I can go on and on about this stuff. I'm looking at anything I left out. There's too much in here to cover, to be perfectly frank. If you want to watch the whole thing, you can. I covered the highlights, but I just want to repeat this really clearly. They say that this is not a financial advice thing 5 times in this video. The one guy tells you, hold. He also tells you, like, before people laughed at me when I bought Tesla stock, but who's laughing now? Haha, I'm so rich, etc. And you should buy it too. It's like it's just so ridiculous, this stuff. I again call for anyone out there who has any communique with ARK Invest and these people, or Tesla and these people. Who knows? Maybe these people are just out of the kindness of the heart, go to a live show and pump this thing and give you unrealistic numbers out of the kindness of their heart. But I honestly think something's going on behind the scenes here, and I find the whole thing very, very questionable. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this stuff. Do you think this is normal? Is this something that normal people do? Or do you think there's something else going on? So you already know my thoughts on this stuff. Please share yours, and I'll catch you in the next video.